Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Second Take. I'm your host, Armand Sadler. That is my co-host, Jillian Kushner. I am home. It's Thanksgiving break. Feels good. First time home since the summer. It's snowing, though, but, I can't escape it. Whether I'm in Ithaca or Englewood, precipitation is everywhere. Jill, how's it going? I hope it's warmer for you down there in Texas.
It's pretty cold for us, but yep, no snow. It's nice
So,
and sunny.
so what's cold for you guys? Like 75 degrees, right?
Actually, it's been in the 50s and 40s lately, so you can take that away right now. It
All
was
right.
colder here than it was in New York, so yes, be quiet.
All right, you got it. Well, let's get right into the show for today. Some MLB stuff. If there weren't enough reasons to hate the Red Sox, we have two more reasons to hate them. They acquired Pablo Sandoval, third baseman from the World Series winning San Francisco Giants, and they acquired Hanley Ramirez just this week. So the Red Sox are stacking up. They're trying to take over that AL East, which is pretty much up for grabs considering the fact that the Yankees are not looking good. The Rays are Orioles are but yeah, so Red Sox are stacking up, trying to become a powerhouse. Hopefully, Yankees make some moves. We haven't made any yet, but we have money and we will spend it. So hopefully that happens. Though the Giants did just lose Pablo Sandoval as well as their third base coach, they are talking to former Red Sox John Lester, looking to pick him up. We know he had a really great season last year. He was the Red Sox ace before he went to the Athletics, who were also doing very well. John Lester is one of the premier pitchers in the MLB, so it'll be a great pickup for the Giants as they look to repeat. Recently, Giancarlo Stanton signed a huge deal with the Miami Marlins, 13 years, $325 million. That boy will be making money.
No one needs that much money. I mean, you just don't need that much money. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, if you're good enough to make money like that and the team deems you worthy of it, then hey, you got to take it, I guess. I don't know. Moving on to some NFL, though. The Washington Redskins have decided to bench RG3. Very smart decision. I mean, he just seemingly can't seem to put it together. He had that really great first season, injured most of his second season. This season, the Redskins are doing awful. They're 3-8, 3-7, 3-8, I believe. Either way, they're not doing well. And we saw when Cole McCoy played, he made things happen. Jill is dancing. That's our former Texas boy, so I'll let her go ahead.
I am so proud. This is a great decision. I mean, I've been saying this. RG3, it's just not there. Just you look at it. Sorry, I'm calling him an it. You look at him, and it's just not there, Yes, he did have a great first year, but sometimes that happens. I'm not going to elaborate on this, but Vince Young had a very great rookie season, and then we move on. So, yes, this happens, okay? It's known to happen. And, RG3, he's scared after his injury, and that's, it's understandable. So he just hasn't been the same since, or maybe he's just not as good as he was. Whatever. Colt McCoy is great. He's a great quarterback. Always has been, and just never got his NFL chance. This is his chance, and he's going to do great with it. I mean, he won the only game he did have to play, and, well, actually, he played 2 games, right? Well, not the full game, but anyway, he has a better record right now than RG3, so, yeah, why not go for it? You guys already have a horrible season, so it's not like you're losing, like, playoff hopes, because your playoff hopes are, like, that small. So, yeah. It's a great move. Do it. It should have been done weeks ago. Maybe then you could have made the playoffs. But, okay, now you're looking at, after the season, what are the moves to make right now? And are the Redskins organization needs to sit down and be like, do we have a future with RG3? Once they figure that out, a lot of things will kind of fall into place for the Redskins. I mean, they should have been good. I see no reason why they weren't good, but other than RG3. But expect Colt McCoy to do a great job. So happy for him. I'm so excited for him to get his chance, and he's gonna be great. That's my Colt.
Yeah, there actually is a lot of speculation about RG3's future with the Redskins, if he'll be in a Redskins jersey next season. I mean, looking at it, he's had 3 seasons to, well, this season is his 3rd season. He's had some time to make things happen. He hasn't been able to stay healthy. He did produce well, but at the end of the day, you really can't gamble on a guy who can't stay on the field for a lot of the season, who can't be good for you.
It's harsh, but I mean, it's a business, I've talked about this. This is the business. Their body is, what makes them money, and if you can't keep your body together, then you need to go. And we talked about in the NBA, Derrick Rose, Greg Oden, these type of people. You gotta determine like if it's worth it, if it's worth having them on that roster, even though they may not even play the entire season or even play 3 games that season. You gotta see if it's worth it, and it's something that these organizations have to do when it comes to these injuries, especially since there's like this huge injury bug this year. A lot of organizations are gonna be sitting down and being like, is this worth it? Because I mean, it's not like these players are that special. There's thousands of other people who'd kill to be in that position. They can find someone new, which sucks for the players, but hey, it's life. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of discussions in the off season.
Definitely. And another quarterback change. This Monday, we saw the Jets just look absolutely horrible against the Buffalo Bills. Michael Vick performed terribly, and as a result, Geno Smith will be starting again. Michael Vick did sustain some injuries in this game. What a shock. But those are actually not the reasons that he's being benched. He just hasn't been able to do it for the Jets. I mean, no one's been able to do it for the Jets. They're 2-9 right now. Nothing is going right for them. There were really high hopes for them this season, and as the Jets always do, they disappointed. As Rex Ryan, we talked about this last week, I believe. Rex Ryan's fighting for his job, so he really needs to make some bold decisions. Maybe he needs to put the jersey on, play quarterback, because clearly no one the Jets bring in to play quarterback for them is getting the job done. Mark Sanchez is out there on the Eagles doing great things. I'm sure the Jets are very upset about the fact that they gave him up. So yeah, that's New York Jets drama. And just to go over some NFL standings at this point in the season, we are looking at the Philadelphia Eagles atop the NFC East, well, tied for the top of the NFC East with the Dallas Cowboys both at 8-3. The Green Bay Packers atop the NFC North at 8-3. The Atlanta Falcons atop the NFC South, well, tied for the top of the NFC South with the New Orleans Saints at 4-7. That's just an awful division.
Yeah, and then, NFC South is probably the worst division in the NFL right now. Easily.
It's absolutely disgusting because like
if the Falcons are leading it, it's bad.
Honestly, because like the Falcons could potentially have a losing season, but they'll be at the top of that division, so they'll make the playoffs with a losing record. Like that's absolutely disgusting to me, but that is the current situation in the NFC South. And then we look at the NFC West, of course. The Arizona Cardinals atop that with a 9-2 record. If you actually look at the playoff picture for the NFC, the 49ers would not be in the playoffs with a 7-4 record. The Seattle Seahawks would barely be in there at the 6th spot with a 7-4 record. Last week they were not. So I mean, it's pretty crazy that that's such a tight division and there are such good teams in there, but they can miss the playoffs just because.
Yeah, Seahawks beat somebody this past weekend, and it was actually like surprising. I can't remember who they played. Yeah, but Seahawks won it because we have been talking about how much they suck. Sorry. And they ended up pulling out a win. So, yeah, I mean, in that division, it's literally week by week. And talking about the Eagles, guys, show off the shirt. Eagles. On Thanksgiving is when Eagles play the Cowboys, so that's going to be a big game because that's deciding basically the conference. So expect the Eagles to win, of course. Cowboys are still the Cowboys. And we can't go without talking about Odell Beckham on the Giants.
Oh my!
One of my favorite players made the catch of the history of football, one-handed touchdown catch. Insane. This guy, there's a lot of videos of him pregame, like catching one-handed balls just left and right. Like it's literally nobody's business. He just kills it. And he's an amazing receiver, and they lost Victor Cruz. Victor Cruz was their go-to guy, and so Odell Beckham, rookie, but he is really stepping up and showing that he is somebody to mess with. But of course, the Giants still have Eli Manning, which is the problem. But maybe they'll fix that one in the offseason because Giants will not be making the playoffs. But yeah, Odell Beckham, great receiver. He's out of LSU. And, he was doing those one-handed catches in college, too. I saw this video of he was back for a kickoff. And the kickoff was, like, going out of the end zone, and he reached back and caught the ball. Insane.
Yeah,
Because it would have been a touchback regardless. But, hey, if you can do it, then do it. All power to you. But amazing catch by him. Amazing.
Yeah, Odell Beckham's absolutely a freak of nature. Great athlete. If you actually look very, very closely at the video, he caught it with 2 fingers. 2 or 3 fingers.
Yeah,
So.
it wasn't even a hand. I mean, it's incredible. Incredible catch. That's all I can say about it.
There was just so much working against him. The fact he was falling backwards, didn't have his footing yet. He came up with it. It was crazy. So the Giants have something to look forward to with him.
Oh, got it. I just remembered who the Seahawks played. They played the Cardinals. That's why it was a big deal.
Yes, I just say that the Seahawks beat the Cardinals 19-3.
Yeah, which, I mean, what? I mean, the Cardinals are the best team in the NFL. Seahawks are probably the most disappointing one coming off of last season. That's the NFL for you.
I wouldn't say most disappointing. I mean, they're still 7-4. I think we all definitely expected them to steamroll through the entire NFL, given how well they played last season. But I mean, as we talked about, there are other teams stepping up, coming for them. So, but I mean, the Seahawks will be fine. As I said, they're still in the playoff picture. And then if we look at the AFC, we got the New England Patriots atop the AFC East, of course, at 9-2. The Bengals atop the AFC North. Literally every team in that division has 7 wins, but the Bengals have a tie, so that's the only reason they're atop that division. Otherwise, every team in that division would have the same record at 7-4. Bengals are 7-3-1. Then if you look at the AFC South, my Colts are atop that 7-4. No one's even close. AFC West, we got the Denver Broncos 8-3. 2 good teams behind them at 7-4, the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Diego Chargers. So, I mean, I don't know if the Broncos should feel too comfortable top that division. And then if we look at the AFC playoff picture, we would see the Patriots, Broncos, Bengals, Colts, Chiefs, and San Diego all in the playoffs. So we would have 3 teams from the same division in the playoffs, which would be very crazy. If the season were to end now, this playoff picture would be crazy. I honestly do not know who I would pick as the front runner. I mean, the Cardinals look great, but they just don't have the playoff experience to push through the playoffs and make it to the Super Bowl and ultimately win. I wouldn't put my confidence in them. I would have to give it to a team out of the AFC. I mean, the Patriots look great this year. Peyton Manning's playing his best football, though, so you can't count him out. It would definitely be a very interesting NFL playoff picture. Moving on, we got some college football, so we will go to Jill for her rants.
Oh, yay, rant time. Texas did not play this past weekend, but we do have some good matchups. Number 12, this Big 12 matchup, number 12, Kansas State against West Virginia. Kansas State did pull it out 26-20. Not much surprising here. Kind of same old, everybody beating whoever. Florida State has still yet to lose. They almost lost to Boston College. They won 20-17. I was really hoping that one would happen. The only crazy thing that happened this past weekend was Arkansas beat number 8 Ole Miss 30-0. Shut out. Not only did they upset them, but shut them out, which was, whatever. But all the other people at the top are still kind of hanging out on top. We do have the newest playoff rankings. We got Alabama at number 1. Let me roll my eyes. Then Oregon, Florida State, Mississippi State. The top 4 are the only ones who make it into the playoffs. TCU is at number 5. TCU is playing Texas tomorrow, Thanksgiving Day. So expect, TCU is kind of playing for a lot right now because they're trying to get to the playoff because the playoff is only 4 teams. So could be interesting. I have my issues with this playoff system because right now the playoff picture, Big 12 is not in it. Big 12 is a Power 5 conference. I don't understand the playoff. They're going to need to fix it. But, right after, so at 5 is TCU, then 6 Ohio State, 7 Baylor. So, we have 2 Big 12 teams coming after the top 5. Ohio State, obviously a great team. It's kind of, you're just like looking at these amazing teams. Still wondering why Florida State's not number 1. They're the only undefeated team left. Everybody else has just 1 loss. So it's about to get interesting. This week, next week, things are going to get interesting. This is Texas's last game of the season. We're not going into the playoffs, obviously. We are bowl eligible. But yeah, expect some big games. These are the big matchups coming up. So things could get interesting in the playoff rankings, which I would love. A little mess up in the rankings.
Yeah, absolutely. Season's heating up. Definitely liking where the college football season is going. Moving on to some NBA. Last night we saw Steph Curry lead the Warriors over the Miami Heat, who've been playing very well, but the Warriors are looking very good as well. They're probably probably a lot of people consider them the top team in the West. And I mean, the way that they're playing right now, couldn't disagree.
Didn't I say that? Didn't I say the teams to watch for are the Warriors and the Trailblazers? Yeah, I did.
Jillian, yes, you did. I did not disagree with you, but I will let you have this. Yes,
Thank
Jill,
you.
that the Warriors were the team to look out for, so she can have her credit. And not to, say the same thing as we do every week, but Derrick Rose played just 10 minutes in his game, left with a hamstring injury, and the Bulls lost to the Nuggets. But that is all I'm going to say about that. Then to end it,
I promised I would say something about LeBron this week. LeBron was quoted saying, "I stink." He said he's not playing like he should be. He's not playing well, and it's true. I mean, gosh, I swear I'm like a psychic. Remember when everybody, even Armand, you were saying, "Oh, Cavs are going to make it to the playoffs. Cavs are going to be so good." No, they're not. Everybody thinks that. I don't know why you're making a face at me because you said it, but it takes time for people to learn to play together like that. It looks good on paper. Looks great on paper. Doesn't always happen. Okay? Now you know.
Exactly. It takes time. Like, we're still in the beginning of the season. As we saw with the Miami Heat when the Big Three came together, they started off bad and was like, oh, they suck. Oh, but they didn't have chemistry. They still made the play. They went to the finals that year. And then what they did the next 2 years, they two-peated and had 4 straight finals appearances. So, yes, the chemistry's not there, but they're going to get it together. It's very early in the season. Regardless of the fact that they don't have chemistry, they have so much firepower that there's no way they're not going to go deep into the playoffs. Winning a championship is different. So, yes, okay, you were correct in saying that the Cavs will not be good immediately, but immediately does not reflect on the success they'll have throughout the entire season. Jillian Kushner. So now to move on to some college basketball scores. We saw Kentucky absolutely obliterate Texas Arlington. In the first half, the score was 55-12. They ended up winning the game 92-44 to improve to 6-0. Texas Longhorns improved to 5-0, defeated St. Francis 78-46.
Wait, I gotta talk about the 2K Classic in New York. Remember when Alex was on the show? I said, maybe we'd play Syracuse. Syracuse lost to Cal in the first round. We beat, who did we play?
Who did you play?
Oh, Iowa. Iowa State? One of them. Same thing, they're neck and neck. Beat one of them. Then we played Cal in the final. We won. We took home a trophy. We don't get trophies. This is so exciting. I think this is the first trophy we've ever gotten. So we have a trophy now because we won the 2K Classic. Played better than Syracuse. Syracuse lost pretty bad to Cal, and then we beat Cal pretty well, so go Texas. But this is about to be a good one. We play UConn next, and then on December 5th, we are at Kentucky. That will be a good one. Texas is now ranked number 7 in the country, Kentucky number 1. That is going to be prime time game of the month. It's going to be good stuff. I can't tell you if we're going to win or not. I mean, I think we'll come close. I just don't know if we'll pull it out. But it should be a good game. It's not going to be a blowout.
It will be a good game. I mean, Texas, as Alex talked about, as we've seen, Texas is serious this year. Kentucky, Kentucky's Kentucky. They're going to be amazing. They're going to bring in good recruits. They have great coaching. But I do see Texas giving Kentucky a very large run for their money. Ultimately, Kentucky will probably pull this game out. But Texas will definitely show everyone that they mean business with the way that they're going to play so well against Kentucky. Just to go over some other scores, number 8 Virginia defeated Tennessee State 79-36. Lots of blowouts. Number 12 Villanova barely beat Michigan. Number 19 Michigan by 5 points. Villanova improved to 5-0. We saw Maryland defeat Iowa State. Unranked Maryland defeated number 13 Iowa State 72-63 to improve to 5-0. Number 14 VCU defeated Oregon 77-63. Number 15 San Diego State defeated Pittsburgh. Number 17 Miami defeated Charlotte 77-74. And number 23 Creighton defeated East Illinois 75-53. That is all I have for college basketball. Jill, do you have anything that you would like to finish up with?
Really just, I mean, you guys don't understand how big of a deal it is that Texas is ranked 7th in the country. The last time we were ranked that high, I mean, we were number 1 a few years ago, and then we ended the season unranked. So, this is what Texas does. But anybody who's watched our games, we're playing very well. But then you also have to look at Kentucky. Kentucky is number 1 for a reason. Yes, they just played UT Arlington, and most of you probably, I mean, unless you're from Texas, you probably don't know where Arlington is. And yeah, UT Arlington obviously is a subset school of UT. So yeah, it's the beginning of the season where you're playing these teams where just, we played St. Francis. You're playing these teams where you just destroy them because it's fun and it's a good way to start the season. But yeah, then we're getting into the good stuff, playing UConn and then playing Kentucky. Like, things are going to get serious, and it's going to be a fun basketball season. I mean, like Alex said, the Big 12 is a very good conference in basketball, which we used to be in football, so that's missing those days. But it's going to be fun. I'm excited for this season. Football season didn't do me the justice I was hoping it would, so I'm ready for basketball. I've already accepted the fact my Lakers are not going to make me very happy this year. Rockets are still doing well. We talked about Dwight Howard last week, still no update on that. Let's hope he stays out of trouble, but yep, that's all I got.
All right. Well, thank you, Jill. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic Thanksgiving break. Tune in to Texas TCU tomorrow night. I will be watching. I'm sure that'll be a very good game. Jill would like it if you guys watch. Also submit to her a one-page paper on your thoughts on the game, and enjoy your breaks. All right.